Hey guys, Jehuty here with another Tekken 7 video, and today we're looking at the changes for Armor King. So with the 4.20 update, Armor King's been buffed pretty much, but his first thing here up on the list is actually a bug fix. It's back to 1, so just the first 2 hits, and so in certain instances when the first attack was blocked, the second attack will miss the opponent, so it will just whiff, it won't touch the opponent, so this should now be fixed. Next bug fix is to me more of a buff, is while rising 1, and what would happen is that certain moves, when you'd block them and you try to launch punish them with this move, they would just whiff unnaturally. So what they've done is they've expanded the hitbox downwards, so now the move has more range and this should not be the case as much anymore. Next move is also while rising move, while rising 2, the counter hit launcher. And what they've done here is that on close proximity sometimes, so like with Jack's down forward 2 as well, same thing here, it would sometimes whiff at very close proximity. So what they've done is that they've expanded the hitbox inwards. It's kind of funny to explain, but it just means that it's going to be more consistent now. And so yeah, the same thing also out of catch, so during catch 2, the parry move. And now what they've done is that it was a bit different than the regular while rising 2, but now it is to be the same as while rising 2, so now they're both the same. Now we have forward neutral 2, and this has received quite a few changes. First up, on block, it's been changed from being -18, so launch punishable, to -14, so that means only few in the cast can actually launch punish this. And then what's also happened is that they've nerfed it in this regard, is that when the opponent blocks it, they're actually closer to Armor King, so they can punch off more consistently. But then they've also done something which is kind of slightly neutral, and that is when the move hits, both you and your opponent recover 4 frames faster. But this doesn't really change anything much, but the flow of battle is faster, so I welcome such changes. And then the other massive buff is that Armor King goes into crouch status much earlier now. So before, he would start going into crouch status between 12 frames and then 37 frames. Now he already starts at 8 frames, so 8 to 37 frames. So they said they did this because people would get jabbed out of the move, so now he should go under those jabs much earlier, and yeah, this move has been overall massively buffed. Then we have down forward 1, and what they've done is that they've buffed the range of the attack, so the hitbox has been extended downward, and they say they did this because due to the previous move having its moves properties changed, certain combos would whiff afterwards. And I think down forward 1, since it's also used in a lot of combos, would then also have problems, so this should now not be the case. And then we have down forward 2. This is now a homing attack, so yeah, they've also extended the hit range of the attack, so that means it now tracks sidesteppers to both sides. This is a massive buff. Next move is down forward 3, and what they've done here is that on hit, the opponent is now closer to Armor King, and then they claim they did this because Armor King can't really get anything going, even having the advantage after hit, so they made the opponent closer. A nice side effect of this most likely would be that if you build this into a combo, you could get a more consistent, longer combo out of this maybe. Down forward 1+2 has also been buffed, and what they've done is they've changed the frame advantage on block. It used to be -7, now it's -4, so this will mean that it'll be easier for Armor King to sidestep after this move has been blocked successfully, so that's quite a buff. And then the other buff goes to down 3. I find this one quite massive. So this used to do 11 damage, now it does 14 damage, so that's quite big. Then we also have a bigger buff to down back 1+2. So first things first, on block the frame advantage has been changed. It used to be +3, now it's +5. To top it off, what they've done is that the opponent is now closer to Armor King, so he can keep his pressure going after this move has been blocked. And then the icing on top of the cake is that on counter hits, this is now a launcher. So next up we have the Punisher back 1-2. So what they've done is that on the first and second hit, the opponent is closer to Armor King, so unsuccessfully hitting. And the reason why they did this is that in some cases the second hit would whiff, and they wanted to fix that through this. And what they've also done is that the second hit's been buffed. Its damage is now 20 instead of 17. So overall that's more damage to this Punisher. Then we have While Rising 4. It's a generic tool, a generic move, so it's not on the command list. And what they've changed here is that on hit the opponent is closer to Armor King, and they did this so that he can get something going more easily. His pressure game is then buffed through that. Then we have While Running 2+4, so Shining Wizard. Yeah, and this has been buffed as well. It used to be 40 damage, now it's 45. And what they claim is that since it was difficult to continue attacking after the first hit, the damage was increased. Doesn't actually make sense because it's a grab, so I just think they buffed it for buffing's sake. So now we have various portions of chain throws which have been buffed, all of the damage, so I'm just going to showcase them. So this is the first one here, and it used to do 25 damage, now it does 30 damage. Then the next one here, into the extension now does 25 damage instead of 20. And this is also the other one with its extension, and then this extension now does 28 damage instead of 23. And this one's extension now does 27 damage instead of 22. And the very last one, the very last extension, the portion of that does 30 damage instead of 25. So yeah, that about does it for all of Armor King's update 4.20 changes. If you ask me, I think some of the buffs are a bit overboard. I would have just liked to see more consistency to his aerial combos, his juggle combos. However, that's my opinion. Anyway, if you like the video, leave a like. Really consider subscribing because that really helps me the most. And yeah, there are more guides coming up. There are more guides even on the channel. And yeah, you know how this goes. This is your boy Jehuty, and I'll see you on the next one.